really it's all about operational requirements. It's about what the forces in combat have requested. And of course, as IT professionals, that we care, significantly about things like security and providing the information that they require when they require it, at the point of need. So progress is being made currently. I know we've discussed in this conference. There's been a lot of discussion about the network integration exercise, which is really about how we're looking at modernizing IT capabilities in the future. So trying to keep pace better with available technology and modernize the entire network. The operational, the tactical forces, as well as our generating forces prior to deployment. And then how we're doing is, honestly, we're at the beginning of some really exciting changes. There is a direction. There's change coming due to shrinking budgets, shrinking force sizes, but we know we have to change because of that, and it's exciting because it's a change that we need, and it's a direction that we're going. For the overall vision, so the network vision of one network in the enterprise, available, data always available. It's more than about just their data. It's about their identity. So it's about having how we're changing the soldier interface with the network on the battlefield. Is we are hopefully in the future giving them the same access to the network that they have back in the rear, and the same network, the same data. So when the soldiers and the units and the leadership accesses data back at a camp, post, and station prior to deployment, they get on the plane, they get off in a contingency environment, and they still have access to that same data. They still have the same identity, the same email address, the same the products. They're used to using the networks. Their staffs are already integrated using the data network that they're familiar with and they're comfortable with. So the data follows them and their identity follows them. It will involve less of a load to deploy with. So I'm talking about strategic, what we refer to now as kind of strategic level networking, but again, we're looking at it as a one network. So in the past, you've had to deploy with large server sets, you get to carry your data that you wanted forward with you. No longer we have to do that with, when we've got our data in the enterprise. As far as individual, are you talking about individual IT equipment that a soldier needs to carry? That is where the exciting changes that are happening at our network integration exercise in Fort Bliss, Texas. They are taking actual soldiers and simulating environments with the newest IT equipment and trying out that equipment in making purchasing and agile acquisition decisions through that venue. And that will, in the future, just because that's the way technology goes, lessen, hopefully, the amount and the burden and make the equipment they're carrying more modern and access that network. So every modernization decision that we're making is we're taking lessons from the current battlefield. We know that there will be a coalition interface requirement. So we're taking account of that. When we're designing future data network, whether it be satellite, or individual handheld user equipment, we are acknowledging that there will be a requirement not only to operate on, say, secure U.S. networks, but on a secure coalition environment. So we're taking that into account for in any future modernization decisions. Right now, we have many different networks. So it's large on our operational environment only because there's a lot of redundant capability. We have extra networking capability that we could combine and consolidate. So right now it is a very large environment of multiple user devices, multiple networks, which is inherently less secure because there's more things you need to manage. There's more things you need to secure. You really have a larger digital footprint. So in the future, though it's going to be a larger data requirement, the network itself, once we start relying more on the enterprise and more on consolidating services and getting rid of redundancy, will be more secure, only because it'll be less of a perimeter. So the network equipment, the network footprint will be smaller, though the data requirements will be more. Of course, our goal, like I said on the first question, is to provide the operational requirements. Really help drive the vision in the way that the network is formed and is integrated. how they utilize the network is the reason, we do think not only that the NIE, like I brought up, but also when we do training center rotations and units work out TTPs, and we have our, signal professionals, our CIS professionals down in the units that help, that help integrate that network into how they. So if you have a leader at a level that wants a large view data-wise into the lowest possible level, hopefully the systems will be there to provide that. If you have the tactics and techniques procedure of a unit that doesn't operate that way, that cares more about the picture to the local leadership and only wants a more strategic view, the systems will be there to provide that. So the IT will support what the units require. Just going to forums like this and hearing a lot of the challenges faced by other nations and realizing that they're facing the same exact challenges that we are, and integrating close with our close allies, because any future environment we realize that we're going to be fighting alongside our allies, and this is always great to share some coffee and tea with them and hear their challenges, and then also, like you said, interface with industry. So really make known our requirements, make known the exciting opportunities that exist for the future and for where we're modernizing and how we're modernizing.